There's a version of you that you think about sometimes. Not when you're feeling good. When you're lying in bed at night and the room is quiet and your phone is face down and you're just there. And in that moment you see it clearly. A version of you that's physically stronger. That handles money differently. That walks into a room and people feel it. That has the life you keep telling yourself is coming. And you know that version is possible. Not for someone else. For you specifically. Because you're not the problem. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not incapable. You just keep stopping. And you know it. Think about the last time you decided to change something. You remember that feeling, the decision. You sat down, you made the plan, you felt something shift inside you. This time was real. This time you meant it. And the first few days, you were on it. Waking up earlier, showing up, feeling like yourself again, feeling like you were finally becoming the person you always said you would be. And then something happened. Not something big, nothing dramatic, just one day you were tired, so you skipped it, just that one day. And then the next one was a little harder to start. And then the plan that felt exciting a week ago started feeling heavy. And before you knew it, you were back on the couch, scrolling, telling yourself you just need to reset. Start fresh. Better plan this time. Sound familiar? Here's what's actually happening. The moment you made that plan, before you did a single thing, your brain released dopamine, that good feeling you had. That sense of clarity and direction. That wasn't discipline. That was your brain rewarding you for the idea. Not for the work, for the thought of it. And that's why the moment you decide, I'm changing everything, you already feel better. You feel focused before doing anything, in control before results show up. Your brain gave you the reward early, for free. But that feeling has a shelf life, because your brain adapts. Give it the same stimulus long enough and it stops responding. The excitement of the new plan fades, the dopamine drops, and what felt powerful in week 1 feels like nothing in week 3. Think about a song you loved. The first time you heard it, it hit you. Week later, still good. Month later, you skip it. The song didn't change, your brain got used to it. Same thing happens with your gym routine, your project, your new habit, not because it stopped working, because your brain built tolerance to it. And when that drop happens, when the motivation is gone and it feels flat and heavy, your brain doesn't say push through. It says this isn't working. And this is where it gets interesting. Because the way your brain pulls you back is not obvious. It doesn't say, I'm scared of effort. That would be too easy to ignore. It dresses the exit up as wisdom. You're 2 weeks into the gym and you think, I don't think this program is actually optimal for my body type. I should research a better approach. You're 3 weeks into building something and you think, I've been going hard. I need to step back and look at the bigger picture before I continue. You're on day 18 of a new habit and you think, I need to be realistic. Maybe I was overreaching. A sustainable version would be better long term. Every single one of those thoughts sounds reasonable. Some of them sound like maturity, like self-awareness, like you're someone who learns and adapts. But notice something. Those thoughts don't show up on day 2 when you're excited. They show up on day 14 when it's boring. They show up precisely when effort is high and results aren't visible yet. That timing, that's the signal. That's your brain running its oldest program. Survival through minimum effort. It doesn't know you're trying to build something, it just knows. Discomfort detected. Find the exit, and the exit it gives you sounds exactly like your own voice. At the same time, and this is happening simultaneously, your brain is always pulling toward comfort. You sit down to work. 30 seconds later, your hand is on the phone. You didn't decide to pick it up. It just happened. You put your gym shoes on. You're about to leave. And somehow you end up on the couch. This isn't weakness. Your phone gives your brain a dopamine hit in 3 seconds. Your work gives results in 3 months. In that competition, every single time, the phone wins. Because your brain was built for immediate rewards, immediate safety. It was built for a world where waiting too long meant dying. It was not built for a world where the most important things take months and years to show up. Same brain, different world, and that's the loop it keeps you in. Start, feel the spike, adapt, feel the drop. Brain sends the exit signal, you restart, feel the spike again. And because the restart feels like progress, it feels like momentum, like you're someone who keeps trying. You don't even realize you've been running in circles. You're not building. You're chasing the beginning over and over. So what do you actually do about it? First, you learn to spot the signal. The next time a thought appears that tells you to stop, change direction, or start over, pause, just for a second. Ask yourself, would I be having this thought if things were going well right now? If the answer is no, if this thought only shows up when it's hard or boring or slow, then it's not yours. It's the program running. Name it out loud if you have to. That's the brain looking for the exit. You don't have to argue with it. You don't have to prove it wrong. Just see it for what it is. That alone changes everything, because a signal you can see is a signal that loses its power over you. Second, you have to stay past the point where it gets flat. And I mean specifically that. You have to stay in the boring, the repetitive, the part where nothing feels exciting and nothing has visibly changed yet. Because that's where the rewiring happens. Every time you push through the flat zone instead of exiting it, you are weakening the pathway in your brain that connects effort with danger, and strengthening the one that connects effort with normalcy. The person you look at and think they're just naturally disciplined, they're not. They stayed in the boring long enough that the alarm stopped going off. That's the whole secret. But you only get there by staying, not by restarting with more motivation next Monday. Third, you need to move, now, imperfectly. You've been here before. You want to start something and you find yourself thinking, I just need to get the right system in place first. Or, I want to do this properly, not rush into it. Or, let me just do a bit more research so I'm set up correctly. And that feels responsible, thorough, like you're taking it seriously. Meanwhile, someone else started 6 weeks ago with a plan they made in 20 minutes. Their approach isn't optimal. Their execution isn't perfect. But they've shown up 40 times and they are a completely different person than they were 6 weeks ago. And you're still planning. The world doesn't reward the best plan. It rewards the person who showed up 40 times. Start now. Ugly. Incomplete. Wrong gym program. Messy business idea. Imperfect routine. Start anyway. Because 40 imperfect sessions will teach you more than any plan ever could. And the momentum from starting compounds in a way that waiting never will. Fourth, you change when the reward hits. Right now you get the dopamine when you make the plan. Sunday night, new structure, fresh start. And it feels amazing. That's the reward. Then Wednesday comes and you're doing the actual work and there's nothing, no excitement, no reward signal, just effort. Your brain already got paid. It's waiting for the next plan. So you shift the reward. You make the completion itself the moment of satisfaction. You finish the session today. That's it. That's the win. Not the transformation. Not the visible result. Just, you did it when you didn't feel like it. Say it to yourself. Feel it genuinely. Let it register. You do this consistently enough and your brain starts craving the show up the same way it currently craves the new plan. The desire doesn't disappear. It moves to the right place. Fifth, stop fighting the phone. Make it invisible. You know the moment. You sit down to do something important. You last 30 seconds before the phone is in your hand. You don't remember deciding to pick it up. Stop trying to be stronger than it. You will lose. Your brain sees the phone and it knows 3 seconds to a dopamine hit. Nothing you're working on can compete with that biologically. So remove the competition. Phone in another room. Not on silent, not face down, in another room. Because if the option exists, the brain will take it. And start your mornings before you open anything. Before the notifications, before the feed, before the messages. Even 15 minutes, because the moment you flood your brain with fast dopamine first thing in the morning, everything's slower. Your work, your goals, your real life. Feels gray by comparison for hours. You're not building willpower. You're building an environment where your brain's natural pull goes in your direction. And finally, you decide before the moment arrives. Because in the moment, when it's flat, when it's hard, when the results are invisible, your brain will speak, and it will sound exactly like you. I've been going hard. 1 day off is smart recovery. This approach isn't getting results. An intelligent person would adapt. I'll come back tomorrow with more energy, and it'll be twice as productive. It knows you. It knows which argument works on you. And in that moment, you cannot out-argue it. You are too tired, too depleted, too inside the feeling. So you don't argue. You made the decision already. On a calm morning when the brain wasn't activated, when effort wasn't present. Never skip twice. 30 days before I change anything. I continue regardless of how I feel right now. When the moment comes, the decision is already made. You just follow it. Not because you feel like it, because you decided. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The gap between who you are now and that version of you that you think about at night, it doesn't close in the exciting moments. It closes in the moments nobody sees. When it's boring, when you're tired, when every part of you is looking for the exit, and you stay anyway. That's where the distance gets covered. Not with a better plan, not with more motivation. Just you choosing to continue one more time. That's it. And now you know exactly what's been stopping you.